Micheál Martin and Ireland has just given the Ukraine €125 million as yesterday Zelensky visits Dublin. Of course, this is one of the most egregious acts of donating money I've ever seen in my life. The whole country of Ireland is completely broke. We have no money for housing. We have no money for anything in this country. We're paying €700,000 for staircases in this country. And of course, we have homeless people dying on the side of the road in a ditch. And of course, the Taoiseach says the best use of the money nowadays would be to go towards the Ukraine. I also think it's pretty egregious as well because we're supposed to be a quote-unquote neutral country. You know, Catherine Connolly, Micheál Martin, Simon Harris, they're always talking about how we're a neutral country. You know, we're peacekeepers, even though Sean Rooney got shot by Hezbollah and they can't even find the actual killer now. We're this neutral country. We don't get involved in wars. Well, I would argue if you're donating money to a side, if you're helping a side, if you're letting the planes land, if you're doing X, Y, and Z for a country, no matter what it is, you are not neutral. Okay, in this world, guys, nobody's neutral. You know, there's no in between, guys. You either pick a side, left or right. And it seems like, of course, in Ireland, we have picked the left side. Okay, everybody is a woke left moron. It seems like in the government. Let's read on in this article. It says, the Irish government has approved an extra €125 million in support of Ukraine in a cabinet meeting on Tuesday. It comes after the Ukrainian President Vladimir Zelensky arrived in Dublin in the Republic of Ireland for an official one-day visit. So he didn't even give us the time of day, just one day, guys. Okay, he's very busy. Of course, he has to tend to the front lines of the war. And that war, it seems like, is almost lost. We have the Russian president, Putin, talking about how if Europe wants to invade and go to war, then he's ready.
Said that 100 times. We have no plans of fighting against Europe. But if Europe wants to fight and if they start this fight, then we are ready right now. There is no doubt about this. But the only question is, if Europe starts the war.
I mean, it's just terrifying stuff. We do not want to be going to war with Russia. Why would anyone ever think that? Is just bizarre, guys. So no, absolutely not. We don't want war with Russia. We are neutral. But of course, a lot of people talk about why they're bringing in hundreds of these illegal migrants into the country is to form a sort of EU army, something like that. So who the hell knows? Like, who knows? All the big elites, they know what's going on behind the scenes. But us, the average people day to day, we don't know anything. We know absolutely nothing. It says Taoiseach, the Irish Prime Minister Micheál Martin, made the announcement at a press conference with Zelensky. Martin said it was an honour to welcome Zelensky and the First Lady, Olena Zelensky, on the official visit of a Ukraine President of Ireland. Martin said he would continue to support Ukraine for as long as was needed. Oh, great. We'll even go broke trying to support other people. The country's already broke. We have no money, guys. How are we able to support these other countries and these other ventures? We have no money. What's the crack with that, guys? You know, can I get flipping €100? Like, if you would actually divvy that money up to Irish citizens, okay, or give them an extra dole allowance or something like that, or give the homeless people something, that would be something, guys. You know, give people some extra money that are citizens of your own country. What if he was to give, let's say, €10,000 to all the homeless people? We only have 15,000 homeless people or 20,000 homeless people in this country. Could you imagine if instead he took that 125 million and gave that all to the homeless population? They would never be homeless ever again. You see, the money is just put into unnecessary areas, guys, in absolute terms. He said the visit came at a critical moment for Ukraine and for Europe and underlined the value he placed in the friendship between Ukraine and Ireland. Our relationship is built on shared values, freedom, democracy, the right of all states to determine our own future, values of the people of Ukraine have sacrificed to defend and protect. Martin said that Ireland was open to contributing to peacekeeping and peace monitoring. Okay, so there's no peace in Ukraine. So what he's basically trying to get at there is, Micheál Martin, is that Ireland is open to going to war with Russia. That's what he's trying to get at, guys. What the mainstream media does and what Micheál Martin is trying to say here is that they're trying to open us up to the idea of going to war. Okay, of course nobody wants to go to war in Ireland, but if we hear it constantly on the news 24/7, oh, we're contributing to them, we're helping with peacekeeping, this and that, you know, if there's a false flag attack or something happens, then the majority of Irish people will say, well, okay, we have to go to war. You know, they're sort of like massaging us into this idea. They're sort of like slow rolling us into this idea of going to war with Russia, which nobody wants. Okay, absolutely not. President Zelensky said Ireland is a neutral country, but not an indifferent country. Whatever the hell that means, guys. He also said Ireland would be willing to help in a post-war construction in Ukraine. Okay, so we're going to be helping them build houses, but we have no houses for our own Irish citizens. How crazy is that? We are grateful for it. Well, of course he's grateful for it. He asked the US, he stormed in and asked President Trump on the first day of President Trump's office for 60 billion euro. Like, could you imagine showing up to someone's house and asking for 60 euro, let alone 60 billion? Bizarre stuff. You are helping us and we appreciate it. Ireland's interest really matters because we're an influence of a large global community. He said Ireland and Ukraine have signed a roadmap for partnership between the countries for at least the next 5 years. And, we have an influx of a massive amount of people coming over from Ukraine, okay, immigration. And although in some ways maybe they can help in some areas, certain parts of Ukraine are okay to live in, the West is fine. All hope isn't lost in that country, okay? People can return back there, hopefully. But I don't think anyone's going to be returning back to Ukraine after most of the people here are on the dole. 250 euro a week on the dole here. That's like an average month of wages in Ukraine, okay? The wages are very, very low in Ukraine. So I don't know how exactly they figure that they're going to be returning home after they stay here. It's just not going to happen. He also expressed his gratitude to the Irish government, Irish communities, and every Irish home that had sheltered Ukrainians. Of course, we have IPAS centers here, and IPAS doesn't just mean immigrants coming from the third world or whatever. IPAS is also people coming from places like Ukraine and Eastern Europe, some areas like Albania, stuff like that. So it doesn't just hold people from the Middle East and stuff like that. So Micheál Martin said on Tuesday that to date, Ireland has provided 340 million euro or 300 million pound in financial support to Ukraine, including more than 173 million in humanitarian supports and 166 million in non-lethal military assistance, whatever that means. So we're giving them 340 million. Imagine if we took that 340 million, or at least, 100 million of that, and gave it to the Irish citizens. You see, Ireland is a very poor country now, guys. We're basically funded by these massive American corporations, Facebook, Google, these IT companies, these pharmaceutical companies in Galway. That's what we're basically funded by now. And people aren't happy because nobody has money anymore. We're basically in a recession. And when you see a guy who has all the money and he's giving it to elsewhere, that's horrendous. If I was in charge, I would be like the people in the Middle East, in Abu Dhabi, when the sheikh gets married, or there's one of the emperors there, the sheikhs they call them. When one of those guys have like a good time or have like an excess of money, they give all the working people an extra pay bonus. Okay, I would give people 5,000 pay bonus on top of their regular salary for everybody in the country, with that 120 million. You know what I mean? I would do amazing things for the people of Ireland. I would be giving them loads of money for free, guys, because of the good times what we're having, okay? Not giving it to some other foreign country. I just don't see how that's going to help us, guys. Like in the Middle East, if the president has a good month or a wedding or someone of his daughters gets married or something like that, to celebrate, they just give a ton of pay to people. We should do something cool like that as well. I don't know, guys, we just do nothing to incentivize the good, hard-working people of our own country. Next breaking news story from the 2nd of December today is over 100 frontline Gardai to be armed with taser guns, okay? Now, it says tasers are being introduced in areas where body-worn cameras are already in use. Now, a lot of people are kind of shocked. They don't know that the Gardai, our police, don't have guns, but they really do have guns, okay? All the detectives have guns, all the armed support unit have guns, and a lot of other special branches of the government have weapons to defend themselves. And the situation in Ireland is pretty dire, okay? We have crime going through the roof, okay? We have crazy crime from immigrant crime. They don't know where they are. They're crazy. We have our own little crime here, gangs. We have, Irish crime. These little teenagers are going around killing each other. And it is elevating constantly, okay? So for them to get tasers, not that big of a deal. I think that eventually the Gardai are probably just going to be all given guns. But the problem is, guys, this, okay? The Gardai all have weapons. The gangs all have weapons. But the regular citizens don't have anything to protect themselves. The Justice Minister will tell Cabinet today that the conductive energy devices, CEDs, also known as the brand name Taser, are being introduced in regions where the body-worn cameras are already in use. These areas are Dublin, South Central, North Central, Waterford and Kilkenny. So Minister O'Callaghan will argue that current frontline Gardai have limited tactical options in potential violent encounters. These compromise verbal de-escalation and requested assistance from armed colleagues. Like I've said before, guys, I'm basically a Navy SEAL, okay? I watch all these different shootings and stuff from America, from the UK. If you're attacked as a Gardai, okay, with a knife or a weapon or something, you're going to get badly, severely hurt, guys. So a taser is literally the least bit of self-defense that you have, okay? If you ring up the police if someone's attacking you, how are they supposed to defend you? with a flipping baton. It just doesn't work like that. CEDs are a less lethal way for Gardai to manage high-risk situations. The memo says the aim is to reduce the need for more forceful interventions, okay? A lot of the times tasers don't work though. If you ever watch those videos, guys, and someone gets tasered, a lot of the times because of your clothing or whatever, they actually don't work. So the citizens of Ireland should be allowed tasers. We should be allowed pepper spray. We should be allowed any weapon basically to protect ourselves in our own home. Right now, for anyone watching this video, if you're an Irish citizen, you're screwed. If anybody wants to hurt you, you are just finished, guys. You have no self-defense. All these guys saying, I do MMA. That doesn't mean shit. If 3 guys come at you with knives, that's it. You're done for. Your life is over. A little pushback here. It says the Irish Council for Civil Liberties said it is concerned about the use of what they described as dangerous weapons in situations involving vulnerable people. The introduction into frontline community policing would completely change policing in Ireland and the relationship between Gardaí and local communities. It is referenced from other countries where tasers have been repeatedly used against people experiencing mental health crisis, and extreme cases have led to death. Yeah, I'm pretty sure if you shock somebody and they have like a heart valve or something, or like a pacemaker, it can actually kill the person. Okay, so pretty dangerous stuff, right? Here's body cams have been rolled out in a number of counties. But the thing about body cameras, we haven't seen any body camera footage ever, apart from very recently at the riots. So I think they should be uploading all this body cam footage to like a public database so the public can actually see what's happening. Until that happens, guys, you know, the body cameras are really pointless. The force expects that the cameras will provide safety for members, reduce complaints of police misconduct, save time in court preparation and appearances, and lower costs in relation to those. They will also anticipate that they will result in less challenges around arrests and provide better policing outcomes, along with increased professionalism and accountability within the force. Okay, well, we haven't seen any camera footage at all yet, so we don't know anything, guys. We're just left in the dark as citizens once again. And truth be told, guys, I don't really give a shit if the Gardaí have tasers. They already have guns, they have handguns, so tasers mean fucking nothing to me. You know, they're probably just going to use them to taser our own people way more than anybody. Okay, they're going to taser Irish people far more than any foreign person or anything like that, guys. So, you know, tasers is not good. And giving the Gardaí more weapons and the citizens less is not a way that you want to live in a police state, it sounds like. Lastly, we have another left woke anti-Semite who hates people from the Middle East. This is TD. Sinead Givney believes Social Democrat representatives in Dublin City Council will support the renaming of Herzog Park while promoting consultation within the Jewish community on a new name. Let's listen to her, guys. And obviously, any Social Democrat, all these super left-wing people, they hate certain religions, guys. They hate certain people. They're absolutely the most hateful people out there. You know, when people talk about the right being hateful, I don't hate anyone, guys. I love all communities. I think we can work together to build a great country that's more conservative, more right-leaning. You know, this woke hellhole that we live in right now is a fucking disaster. That's my whole message, guys. No hate on any race, religion, background. I couldn't give a shit where you're from. Okay, personally, I just want you to push Irish culture and actually help the country in a way that's constructive, okay? These left-wing people, they want to destroy the country. Okay, the left are part of a death cult, honestly.
Social Democrat Dublin City Councillors are still coming to their final position on this, but I believe they will be supporting the denaming of it. And one of the things that I think they will be promoting is that the Jewish community is consulted heavily in any renaming of it. I think anti-Semitism...
Well, we know the position of the Jewish community, don't we, from the chief rabbi?
Yes, but absolutely. But I think that what we need to add to that is, if this is happening, if there is a consultation happening, that surely then we should be seeking the engagement. It is in an area of Dublin which houses our Jewish community, and that is a precious community within Ireland. And it is just anti-Semitism right now is being weaponized across the world.
See, that anti-Semitism is being weaponized across the world. So she absolutely hates everybody, guys. Like, the thing is, you guys can go back and watch my videos. I have tons of videos, Macklemore, Bassem Youssef, and stuff like that. All these videos, great videos that I react to about Palestine and stuff. These people, they just are hateful, guys. They don't give a shit about actual nuances of conversations. They just want to shut down anyone that's more right-leaning, okay?
And we need to make sure...
should the denaming happen or not?
The position of the Dublin City Councillors in my party is that it should, and that is, as Pierce said, in wake of this cross-party support for a community-led renaming project. So they will do that, but I think what we need to emphasise is this is a delicate time, and we need to make sure that we do cherish our Irish Jewish community and all of the contributions that they make to Irish society.
She doesn't mean that at all, guys. I mean, it's all just nonsense. It's all just airhead talk, guys. You know, if they actually cared, they wouldn't want to be renaming anything. You know, this is a president, this is a person that's sacred to the people. And that Middle East situation, guys, is very volatile and it's very sensitive. Now we're taking sides in Ukraine, we're taking sides in the Middle East. I mean, guys, like Ireland is going down a dangerous path. These women and stuff, they're a lot of these women on the left, guys, they're really like, yeah, strong, yeah, we're gonna fight this. But you're not fighting anything. These women aren't fighting anything, guys. They're never gonna go to war, ever. They're not gonna defend anything. They just have a big mouth, but nothing to back it up. So it's ridiculous, guys. I wouldn't listen to any of these people. I love you guys all. If you want to support me, hit the join link underneath the video. Become a member today for just €3 per month. We have 35 plus members now. New members every single day. I greatly appreciate it. And I'll see you guys in the next one, man. Peace.